Hi, my name is Danielle Tidwell. I'm a fitness instructor and I live in El Salvador. I was diagnosed in May in 2020. I was in El Salvador all by myself with my 4 boys. My husband was stuck in the United States due to the pandemic, and neither one of us could get moved to be with each other. He was stuck in the United States and I was stuck in here in El Salvador. I remember sitting in the oncologist's office when I heard the words cancer for the first time. I'm so grateful that I called my husband so that he was on the line that day when I heard the words cancer for the first time. It was like somebody turned down the volume when I was sitting in that chair. I didn't hear anything after the words cancer. I heard just mumbling. I don't even remember how I got home that day. I just remember walking up the stairs, closing myself in my bedroom to cry. I was terrified. My husband was calling me every 5 seconds. My kids were knocking on the door. They knew something was wrong. Because my husband was stuck in the United States and I was here in El Salvador when I was diagnosed, he was looking like crazy to try and find a way home. He decided he was going to try and cross the border, go on crossing the border from California to Mexico and so on. When he was at the border of Guatemala was when the first time I had my first call with Dr. Nalini. It was about 1 week after my cancer diagnosis. I was terrified. I really felt like I'd just been given a death sentence. I remember the first thing that she said to me when I got on that phone call. My husband was on video call with us in his hotel in the border of Guatemala. The first thing she said to me was, "Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay." That was the first time in a week that I think I actually felt myself actually breathe. And that, okay, you know what? I can do this. She really just in that one sentence, just kind of took all the anxiety and fear and kind of packed it in a box, and we just kind of put on a shelf. This whole process for me personally as a woman, I remember sitting on the bed the night before my mastectomy with my husband. You know, all these questions. Is he still going to love me without breasts? Is he going to still love me without hair? Growing up in the fitness industry, I was a ballet dancer. You know, my physical appearance has always been on the forefront, you know, for me in my life. So the thought of losing my hair, losing a breast, going through all these physical changes, I think was just as scary for me personally as having cancer. My husband so sweetly told me, you know, I will love you no matter what, even if you don't want to get reconstruction, it doesn't really matter. If you do, I'll buy you the Ferrari of breasts if you want to. He was super loving for me, but for me personally, it was the hardest thing to know that my body physically was going to go through all these changes. Now, after passing through each stage, I am more in love with myself now, after losing a breast, after losing my hair, than I was pre-cancer. I feel more secure in who I am as a woman, not only emotionally, but physically as well. And it's all thanks to cancer. And this process has been beautifully hard. The first few months of my cancer diagnosis, I felt like somebody just punched the time clock for a race. And I wanted to do everything right now. I wanted everything fixed. I wanted a plan. I wanted to know where I was going to be tomorrow. I was like on this fast-paced race. And Dr. Nalini, you know, she's like, okay, listen, relax. You know, I was researching and studying. I wanted to know everything I possibly could to beat this. She's like, listen, this is not a race. This is a marathon. Let's slow down, take a breath. We're going to just take it day by day. Because each day we're going to be confronted with different hurdles, and we're going to have to kind of change path, you know, and so we can't just go, 100 miles an hour. We're going to just have to take this slow, one step at a time. The thing that I think was most impactful for me was every time I would sit in my oncologist's office, I would realize, wow, how different the treatment is for patients between conventional oncology and an integrative approach. It's very cut and dry with conventional oncology, and that makes me really sad for other women that don't have the opportunity to work with an integrative specialist, because she really kind of just took me and wrapped me in bubble wrap, even though I was going through the most harsh treatments, the red devil that just wreaks havoc on your body. I just felt like with each supplement and each therapeutic shake that she would prescribe me, it was kind of like wrapping my heart in bubble wrap, and my kidney and my liver. And it was surprising that after finishing my 8 rounds of chemo, my heart, my liver was in better condition than pre-cancer. It was amazing to go through that process and realize that there's so much more out there. The most empowering part of this whole journey is the toolbox that Dr. Nalini was able to provide for me. Conventional oncology can give you surgery, radiation, and chemotherapy, and that's it. But with the toolbox that Dr. Nalini helped me build, I will never get to the point where I have another tumor again. We are watching things so closely that we can attack things with this toolbox before things can ever reach the size of a tumor. And the conventional oncology does not have that toolbox. Their toolbox is small. But with integrative oncology, the world is our toolbox. We have so many things that we can use to help keep us safe and healthy. If there's any piece of advice I could give, it's focusing on the can. For me, I had to focus on the things that I could control, the things that I can do physically, emotionally, and the things that I can't control. The things that I could do during treatment were the things that helped wake me up every day with a positive attitude, instead of waking up, oh my goodness, I have chemo today, or this process is so hard. It was like, you know what? Wake up. I'm so grateful I can exercise today, or I'm so grateful for another day to see my beautiful family or to serve somebody else. Focusing on the things that I could do instead of the things that I couldn't do because of chemo or radiation or all the difficult, mastectomy or surgery was the thing that propelled me the most.